Hello, hello. This is Robin Zaval, and I wanted to make this video for you because it's been weighing on my heart and it's been interesting to me how things have came up for me. So I realized that there are two parts of me, right? There's the part that people around me who see me every day see, people at my job, for example, and friends that I've had for 20 plus years, right? They see me in one way because that's how I've shown up. So I have shown up. Let me give you an example. I've shown up. I've been a bartender pretty much for, almost 30 years. And so that has been the identity that I have kind of had with all of my friends and my family. A lot of my friends I met through bartending, and a lot of my friends also are coworkers. And so they see me as Robin the bartender, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But that is just a little sliver of who I am. And some of my friends know that I'm a coach. Some of them know that I have a coaching platform, but a lot of them don't understand about this whole new world. And I know a lot of you are going to understand that not everybody gets you. They don't understand. They might not even know what you do, and that might be purposeful. And so it's not purposeful that I blatantly don't talk about my vision, my vision to change the world, all of these huge, big things that I know I'm meant for, right? Purpose or my calling. This is my calling to really change the world and make a difference. But when you've shown up in a role for so long, people expect that role of you. They expect you to be the bartender, the fun person, whatever. They don't expect you to show up in a way that is so far removed from how they know you. And so I think a lot of times we stay in that comfort zone. We stay in that what is expected of us zone. Where, people won't question us, or we might be doubted, right? So if any of you have read my last post, and it's about my story, about all of the different businesses that I've tried, I've always kind of known that I had this calling. I didn't know how it was going to look. And so because I didn't know how it was going to look, I tried to make it happen in several different ways, right? I've tried several network marketing businesses. I bought a beauty salon. I've done this and that, and I've done all sorts of different things to try and find where that place is, right? All of my friends have no doubt in their mind that I am an entrepreneur, that I have the entrepreneurial mind, right? But at the same time, sometimes when you've tried so many things and they didn't work out, and, there's been lots of times in different businesses, they say, declare it to the world, and then you're going to be committed to actually completing that thing or accomplishing that thing or whatever. And I have committed to the world so many times in different businesses. This is me, this is what I'm going to do. And, and for each one of those businesses that I did, I got great knowledge and experience from it, being around the people, the knowledge of whatever the business was, that kind of thing. But in the eyes, I guess it could be in my eyes, the way I think people think of me is, Robin's trying something new. There's a new shiny penny squirrel, right? And I feel like that a lot of times, and I have. And part of my core is freedom, and the other part is jack of all trades, right? I'm interested in lots of different things, and I'm not going to apologize for that. At first, I feel people might judge me on that I've tried so many different things. But I knew that the me that everybody knows me as is the bartender the me is not showing up the way I need to, the way that's going to fulfill me. Yes, I make good money and I have fun doing it. I've had fun for years as a bartender, but I know that is not the whole me. And it's really, truly just a little glimpse. And so I'm wondering how many of you are showing up in a role, in a job, only because it's where you think people expect you to show up. And how many of us actually have that calling? We have so much more to us that we haven't disclosed to people. And a lot of times, it could be that people don't understand you. It could be that people don't get you, right? So, and I use this example a lot when I talk about my business. Me being at a Tony Robbins event is one of my ultimate happy places, right? You're surrounded by 8,000 people just in the thick of it, going through this self-improvement. I've had times where I had snot literally hanging from my mouth because you're going through the motions, you're trying to break through your limiting beliefs and you're trying to bust through. And we all know that we could create anything that we want. And that is such a amazing, full emotion environment that I just thrive on, right? So as soon as you get back, as soon as I get back from doing a Tony Robbins event, and I've done 5 of them, I'll come back and, people will give me crap about, oh, there's the firewalker. Oh, yeah. And they don't understand why I do it. And to me, so there's several different things that come into play here. For me, it makes me not want to talk about it. I want to inspire people when they're just kind of closed off to it. It's like, yeah, that I would never do that. Then you stop talking about it. On another hand, sometimes you feel very lonely, very isolated, like you're the only one who gets you. Or I have to actually physically go to a different event or physically find people online who actually get me. And so what I've realized is so many of my friends, and I have friends for decades, and I absolutely love them, and they've been through the thick of, all of us raising our kids and going through traumas and stressful times and all sorts of stuff, right? So my friends have been there for me. It's me that I believe has not shown up authentically. I have not shown up completely, partially because I've seen through the history that either I've fallen on my face and I'm almost afraid to share that with them, right? If you've tried lots of things and I can't say I've fallen on my face lots of times. I just didn't achieve everything I wanted to achieve, but I knew sometimes when you're in something, you get all excited about something and you think it's going to be one thing, and then you realize it's not really for you, and that's okay. And you shouldn't stick with something that's not totally for you. But sometimes I think that they won't understand me. People ask me at work, so I'm a bartender, they'll ask me what I do, or, what I do on the off time. And I talk about being a coach and having a coaching platform. And they go, oh, well, that's cool. And then they go on to the next topic. It's like, okay, so I just find myself not actually talking about it, not talking about the true me that really wants to make a world-changing impact on people, who wants to inspire the world and raise the vibration of the planet by surrounding myself by other like-minded people. And it's interesting when I actually realized that I dumbed down that part, and I only show up just a teeny part of who I truly believe I am, who I truly believe what my calling is, because of expectations, whether they're perceived by me or perceived by my friends and family, right? So my question to you is, are you playing small? Are you playing in the comfort level where you're not actually stepping out of your comfort zone and stepping into that true person that you know that you're meant to be. And I understand I'm obnoxiously ambitious, and not everybody is on the same wavelength as me. But I know there's a lot of us. I know there's a lot of us. Okay, we're in this role, we're in this career, we're in this life that we've been in for decades. And there is a certain level of comfort. But at the same time, when you know that there is something that you're meant to step into, when are you going to do that? When are you actually going to show up and do that? And so, and I don't know how many of you are going to resonate. So sometimes when we've only shown up this far, and so now we're starting our own business, right? We're starting a coaching business, we're starting a consulting business, we're starting something that is so much bigger and so much radically different than where we've shown up before. There's that certain amount of fear. Who am I to step into that role? What are people going to think of me? Because I've only shown them this little part of me. Not that the other part of me hasn't been there, but I've only shown this part. And then all of a sudden, who are you? Are you going to be this snooty-faluty, new coach? Are you, high and mighty, all that kind of stuff? I think there's a lot of that limiting belief that will hold us back from being the true person that we are. But how does that affect us? As a bartender, again, I make really good money and I have a lot of fun doing it. At the same time, and I'm not trying to insult anybody. At the same time, I feel like I am showing up as a dumbed down version of me. But it is a means to an end. Bartending got me through being a single mom for 12 years. It supported me and my girls in everything that I've done. And so there was a place and a time for it. And I appreciate it so much. I am so grateful for bartending because it really saved me and my girls when I was a single mom for 12 years. But now I'm stepping into this big role, right? This big role of not only a coach, but the creator and a founder of a coaching platform, which is so much bigger. And I'm being open to the world about how I really want to help empower millions to find their calling, to follow their calling, to do that kind of thing. My question to you is, how have you been showing up? Have you been playing small like I have? In my mind, I'm big, but I'm showing up small. How many of you are doing that basically to please others or to get that acceptance from our friends and family? Other than that, if you blow their minds with something so out of the water, it could be lonely and it could hold people back from doing that. So I want you to be cautious about, staying in your comfort zone versus following your calling. And when we aren't completely true, when we aren't completely honest about who we are because we're ambitious, that kind of holds us down. So how many of you are doing that? And trust me, I get it. Don't you believe that it's time to embrace that calling? For me, I've known since I was 17, my first business, I was in Amway. I knew that there was something much bigger for me. And so we're talking, 33 years since I had that vision. But I've lived this double life of my day job and then my side gig. But my side gig now is going to be, it is my calling, it is my purpose, it is how I'm going to show up. And so I am embracing the changes in the awareness and in the realization that I have been playing small for so many years. I guess, to make sure that I have that connection with my friends and family. And being ambitious can be a very, very lonely place to be until you find your tribe. And so I did realize this in 2016 when I was coming up with everything, and I realized that the people I want to surround myself with are the people who know that there's something bigger for them and that they're willing to go through the steps. And that those steps could take years. It could take a few months. But going through the steps, going through that personal growth to get over the limiting beliefs to where we can then become the person we're supposed to be and make the impact that we want to be. I felt so deeply in that I named my business Only the Inspired. And this was years ago, little over 5 years ago that I named it Only the Inspired, is because I wanted to be surrounded by those people who got me, where I didn't have to be in this role that I created, that my friends and my family expect of me. So I hope I'm making sense, and I hope it's resonating with you. And I want you to show up authentically, because it is going to be freeing. It's going to be freeing when you could truly be the true you in all its color, in all its flaws, in all its visions, right? Nobody's perfect, but not showing up fully is gonna be one of those things that holds you back. So we could show up fully now, and there might be some backlash from our friends and family. Is like, who are you? But for one example, I wanted to read to you one of my favorite quotes, and it is by Marianne Williamson. And so I'm gonna share my screen real quick. All right. So Marianne Williamson, love this quote, right? Our deepest fear is that we are not inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And it makes me emotional. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And I'm sorry, totally not expecting that. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So, wow, totally not expecting that. But it's so true. It's time for us to step into who we truly are and show up that way. And, when we do that, we give our kids permission, we give our grandkids permission. It's like, wow, did you see what mom did or what grandma did? She went against the grain, against the crowd, and showed up powerfully like she was supposed to. I'm so sorry about the emotion. Anyways, if this video resonates with you, please, put calling in the comments below, or share it with somebody, or tag somebody who really needs to hear this. We need to start showing up the way we're supposed to. And it's freeing to be able to be all of us and not just a little bit. Anyways, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you later.